This is an 8-iron, and it's a dead shank.
Wow.
Way right.
Oh,
Dead
to
shank.
hop off the path. You got to be kidding me. Very tough pitch shot right here. You got to hit it into the hill. One hop up and bite, and it's in. Kind of like that.
Well, I would like to welcome to the Sub 70 podcast a friend of the podcast and a friend of us here at Sub 70 Golf and a personal friend of mine. So I'll just put that out there now. But it's been an interesting couple months for this tour player, Willy Wilcox, joining me tonight to kind of talk about all the stuff that's kind of been out there and the journey he's been on. So, Willy, I appreciate it, Pro, for coming on with us.
No problem at all. You guys are the best, and I am just so stoked to have the opportunity to work with y'all and you know, come on the pod.
Well, we're proud to have you on the team as well, and you know, it's an interesting journey you have been on, and we should probably maybe there's some people, because it's kind of been out in the whole golf, I call it like the golf scene or the golf Twitter or whatever you want to call it, social media stuff, that you've been doing a lot of media stuff, and the story is it's pretty heavy, right? And it's inspirational, and it's heavy, and there's a lot to it. So, you know, maybe for the people who are listening to this who don't know kind of what you've been through of late and some struggles for some years, maybe kind of give the cliff notes of kind of where you were at and where we're at now at this point.
Yeah, no problem. Well, you know, I consider myself a product of my environment for sure. You know, small town in Alabama, pretty heavy culture that involved drugs and alcohol, and so from a very young age, it was really no big deal. And the cycle started when I was, you know, 13 was when I, you know, started drinking, and 15 you start drinking more, and then it just kind of our school was like an open air drug market. It was crazy, and so there was a lot of pharmaceuticals that were available at school. And you know, it was in your face everywhere. So, yeah, that started a hellacious 20-year run that just ended in February. And, I was able to, Band-Aid it and be okay. And play some solid golf. But other than that, it finally took its toll, and my game suffered, and I lost my Corn Ferry status last year.
What made you finally say, I can't do this anymore? This opioid addiction has gotten bad enough to the point where I got to make this change, or I'm guessing at some point you were thinking, I'm not going to be around for much longer if I keep going down this path. Like, what was it that got you to that point where you were willing to do the work and surrender yourself to the fact that I need help and I have to do this?
Well, I dropped below 150. I felt like crap every day. You know, the look on my mom's face, in her eyes, and my good friends, and realizing that my personal relationships had dissolved to a point that I was just in basically isolation, and I realized that's not what we were put here to do. We're social beings, and it's very detrimental to your mental health when you isolate. And then when you add, narcotic pain medication into the mixture and alcohol, I just drank beer because it was a potentiator, but, it's just a recipe for disaster. I looked like death. I'm up 17 pounds, and my swing speed, I've picked up 35 yards in the air. So everything's coming along a lot faster than I was expecting. The human body is so resilient; it's unbelievable. I'm so lucky my organs still work, but they actually work quite well. I have no idea how I'm as healthy as I am, but I do feel good. Was
it more difficult than you ever imagined it would be to go whatever the process is to get healthy and to go off of it and to make that change. Was there any surprises from that? Did you start feeling pretty shitty at first and instantly better, or did you sort of see a pathway as you were working with the doctors and going through this to get better? Like, what was that sort of process like?
Very gradual. I was in literal tears the first 4 days. Vomiting. Can't sleep. First 6 days I got 11 hours of sleep total. Maybe 12 in 6 days. And then night 7, I got 11 hours. So it was a good, solid week of pure hell. I mean, it's pure hell, but the revolutionary, treatment that I got is it's like an Eastern medicine approach, and they use like electroshock therapy and NAD treatment. NAD is a naturally occurring, substance in your brain. I don't know. It makes you feel good. NAD is something that everybody has, but when you treat your body very poorly, you deplete your NAD supply. So they got me back up to where I needed to be there. It's a pretty new method, but it reduces the withdrawal symptoms by 70%.
Is that where the hell is at for the week? Is your body literally just going through that withdrawal?
Yeah, you're in convulsions. It's just like, if you're on a couple of legs of a really long travel day, you might get those Jimmy legs, where they kind of tense up.
Yeah.
Your whole body's doing that. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's extremely painful.
So you've done a bunch of media stuff, and the story's out there. What's and from being interviewed a bunch and have these conversations, kind of having a little bit of time to sort of look at this whirlwind, what's some of the biggest misconceptions people might have of what you've gone through? And is there any sort of message you want to let people know about that, might not get out in every interview that you do? Or is there some, as you go through this, some topics that you're kind of like, I didn't think about that, or that's not really the way it's exactly worked out, or something to that extent, right? Is there misconceptions that kind of come with what you've been through?
I think I'm understanding your question correctly. I'm realizing that pretty much everybody knows somebody, whether it's a family member or a friend that's been through something like this. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. Yeah, I know that. But it affects every aspect of society, every level of society, and but the response has been overwhelmingly positive. But I just realized after everybody reaching out to me, and today I toured a treatment facility in Birmingham called Love Lady Center, the Love Lady Center, and it's run by some, golfing guys, and they want to help me out and want me to be an ambassador for them. And so it's just a lot of people are struggling, especially now, and a lot of people's kids get introduced to this horrible poison that's just it's coming across the border like crazy, and it's just a scary time when it comes to the lethality of the drugs that are in our society.
Was it one of those things where it started off kind of working, and then all of a sudden it doesn't? Like at first, because I've thank God never have done opioids, I'm 49 years old, so I probably missed that. When I was in high school, it was more beer and weed. Right?
Beer
and
Mm-hmm.
Right. A small town I was in. I mean, you never even was presented, right? No one had this stuff.
Nope.
88, 89, 90, right? Like, wasn't there?
No.
It
didn't really get popular until the late 90s.
Yeah, and we're 14, 15 years apart age-wise, and yeah, exactly. That's kind of when when it really kind of started, right? And is it one of those things where at first does it work, and that's where the easy path of addiction can kind of come to with it? Because at first it does, I've heard other interviews talking about like birdie pills, like if you take the right amount of it, does it kind of put you in the right mindset of playing good golf? And like, is that a fair statement to say it did work for a while until it doesn't?
Oh, I worked wonders. I made millions of dollars playing on that stuff. It was just like a little something extra. I knew I was playing good, and the pills and whatever hadn't been in my life. I started when I was 15 taking narcotic pain medication, and so look to turn around. I'm 25, 20. I think my rookie year I was 26 years old on tour. That's only 11 years of not crazy heavy use. The real heavy use began once I got my tour card, which is really odd. You get your tour card and you spiral like what? It definitely worked. I shot a lot of 65s, and just, on Mars. And literally one time, and I was paired with a guy in a Hooters event, and he was also on them, and we were kind of laughing about it. And at one point, like, this was so early in my, drug, like, having enough money to buy them, we held hands and skipped down the fairway and just kind of laughed about it. And it's just, we were just joking,
Right.
But we were just like, we're both so lit and we're both shooting 65s. And it was just one of the, lighthearted moments like that, or, it's a much deeper issue that, you never need to go down that path. It's a path to destruction, right. 100%.
Eventually it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Oh, no, exactly. No, when your metabolism slows down and in your 30s, right when I turned 30, my withdrawals went through the roof. But when I was 26 and a rookie, I could, or whatever, however old I was, you're still, I was metabolically probably like a 15-year-old.
Right. Eat whatever you want, don't gain weight. Your system could get it in, get it out, and you could essentially function at a high level with it until you couldn't.
Yes. And then you get in your 30s and, then your mid-30s. And, last year I was 34 playing on the Corn Ferry Tour. And, that's getting up there, especially if you're abusing your body. So just the power left me, and your muscles just deteriorate. They honestly do. I worked out like 11 straight months last year, which is my personal record, which is pitiful, but I'm working on a nice streak right now. But I worked out through all of the drug use last year, and I got strong, and I could do 15 pull-ups. Now I can do 20 pull-ups in the last 2 months. I got out of treatment. I could do 1. Now I can do 20 full ones with no toxins. So last year, even though I was working out, I had a lot of toxins in my body. So there was there was a ceiling on what I could accomplish physically.
Yeah, it's literally your body is going to shit in a handbasket at that point, even though you are working out. Your body is failing.
Yeah, but in the mirror, I look good, and like the girl I was seeing, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Yeah.
But you knew,
okay.
But you knew you weren't firing on all 8 cylinders, right?
Oh yeah. I hit it like garbage.
You knew it, right? Because in your gut, you knew.
Yes, I knew that my hands weren't. I'd get in these weird, sweaty, just your stomach hurts. You don't feel good, and you just physically you're just not there. And I was swinging so right. I was swinging 5 to 7 degrees right. Now I'm swinging like 1 degree right. It's like remarkable.
And you're probably eating much healthier. I
am. I just ate a little steak and crushed more broccoli than, it might have been an unhealthy amount of broccoli. No, I'm just kidding. It was an insane amount of broccoli I just crushed. Like, I eat so much. I eat 3 meals a day. Before, I swear, I didn't eat till 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, your body is fixing itself, essentially, right? Your body is trying to get itself back to its natural weight, back to having the fuel to work out to do it, right? You're getting back to where your body naturally wants to be.
Yeah, and I surely, stunted my ability. God, I just can't imagine. If I would have just stayed the straight and narrow and some reason never been introduced to that stuff, I know I'd be one of the best players in the world right now.
Well, you're still young enough to do it, and this is the part I want to talk to about as well. Is you're not my age, right? Not that you can't do whatever you want to do at 49, but realistically, in a pro athlete, I'd be done, right? If I was a pro golfer, here comes the Champions Tour. You still got time.
Scott Perrell about that senior tour.
Yeah, he's got talent. The problem is I don't. Big difference. Scott Perrell, good. Me, bad. Yeah, I'm not going on tour anytime soon. But you know,
I think you got a pretty good gig.
I need club hits. I'm bad. I don't. Well, first off, I hardly play anymore, and secondly, like I always think this: like guys who played the PGA Tour, Korn Ferry Tour champions, or whatever it is, elite things at what they do. They're really good athletes. I'm a good athlete. It's not great. And, you know, you still have to have that gear to create speed and explosiveness and have pretty elite athletic ability.
100%.
Yeah, I don't have it. And it's okay. Like, I never had it. You know, I always joke, you know, when I played baseball, I slapped it between first and second and ran to first base. That was all I had. And that's kind of what my golf game's like. So I am not going pro anytime soon. You have the talent. I never did. But you're
sub 70. You're just doing big things.
That's my 18 holes of golf for the competitiveness, right? Golf for me is fun at this point. Running the business is what I do, and I love it. And that's where I can use my skill set. But you're still young enough, I would argue, that you can win on the PGA Tour and you can have a long PGA Tour career. And you know when you're on, the stats back this up. What I'm going to say too is you were one of the best out there. You were one of the best out there, and it doesn't go away.
Of course.
So my question is, how pumped up are you about, you know, and I know you're teaching and helping kids and helping guys with golf, and I know you love that, and you're a PGA of America member now and you're doing that, but how pumped up are you for playing golf again? And do you feel like you did probably when you were 17, 18, 19 years old, just that joy and seeing the improvements you're making and how much better you're hitting it? And we got to send you a new set of clubs out because, you know, your speed's up on the shafts, all this stuff, and your body feeling the way it's doing it. I mean, you got to be excited as hell, A, for just the platform that you have for helping people, and then B, to start using the talents that you have again in the right way.
Yeah, so we discussed putting the 130Xs into my clubs today. I played with a guy that had 130Xs, and I was flushing them. The spin was down, but it was still a nice height, and it was going a little bit farther. Getting some height on 130Xs, and I was like, oh my god! And the ball, like if I stomp on one, the ball doesn't snap hook. Whereas if I stomp on a wedge from 150 with a 120S, it hooks.
Well, that's when you're up 10 miles an hour club head speed in strength.
Yeah, I'm at
it's different.
117 today. I'm freaking out. I can't believe it. I mean, yesterday I left the golf course pretty depressed. I played a very hard course in Birmingham. And Country Club of Birmingham, West Course, very, very hard. I think I shot I shot 3 over 74. And when I posted the score, like, I had to get a handicap because I'm playing in the Southern Highlands member guest with my buddy.
Yeah.
So I had to get so I put it in the USGA thing, and it was like minus 1.4. I shot 3 over. Like, that's how hard the course is.
Yeah.
But anyway, yesterday I left the course and was just like, oh, God, like, what the hell is that shoot? It was terrible. And today I go to this gnarly hard course, and I had a meeting with John Jasinski, who's Mark Baldwin's coach from Notre Dame, and he actually still helps Marky out with his swing some. And I met with Jazz this morning, Mr. John, and he gave me this tip about rotating my forearms in kind of the hitting zone. And I found that it was more of like just a left arm movement. So, and it's like, I'm trying to like basically break my left wrist on the follow through so the club's releasing better.
Yep.
And I went up 4 miles an hour today.
Yeah, because you kind of play a hold a little bit, right? Yours has always been kind of like a little power fade, right? So a little bit of a hold move.
I've been holding it a little too much. I overdid it. So now I'm releasing it just a shade more, and I picked up 12 yards in the air.
There you go. So you're excited. Like, is it going to be more from? Is the goal to still get on Korn Ferry Tour next year and have a second go at this?
I mean, I'm doing the qualifiers the next 3 weeks. I have status, and if I can Monday into something or get an exemption this year, I'm definitely going to pursue that, and I'm definitely going to hit Q school. I've got some backers that believe in me, which is really nice, and a couple of good old boys around here are helping Willie out. You know, it's nice to have people that believe in me. It's nice to have people like you guys that can allow me to use great equipment. So I still got enough relevancy that I might as well give it a go. And I'm very, very excited to do so.
How much are you enjoying teaching?
It's good. It's good. We got a lesson tomorrow. We've got Matt Every on the pod tomorrow. Let's go. So I had to move a lesson back about an hour because of that, because we needed to accommodate. He's got family obligations later. But anyhow, I can't wait. I got a 3-day event in Panama City next week if I don't make it into the Monday qualifier.
So you're going to start doing some mini tour stuff. It's important just to get, competitive rounds. And like I was out in Vegas with TA3. It was like 3 or 4 weeks when he put up a 65 at Las Vegas Country Club, and I was like, great round, T. And it was just me and him and a couple friends playing, but we were playing competitive. He's like, there's golf and then there's golf. Does that make sense? Right? Like even though it's like you're competitive, but it's at your home course. It's like it's different on tour. There's doing it at home and then there's doing it in the real competitive. I mean, I'm paraphrasing what he said. I understood what he was saying, but that's a pretty true statement, right? You got to get competitive rounds of golf in. That's even different than playing with your buddies competitive.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's nice to shoot, 68s with 7s with your buddy, but yeah, I mean, you need to get those real reps in. I mean, it's a different feeling, and I feel like people that are born for it thrive in those moments as opposed to the ones where, whatever, they played better in competition than they might on an average day at home. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the case. It always has been in my life. I've always gotten tournaments, kind of turned it up, except for the last 2 years, but that was because of extenuating circumstances. But yeah, I mean, these reps are going to be really big. I'll get 4 rounds next week between the Monday qualifier. If I don't make it, then I'll go to Florida. If I do make it, it would be a ridiculously wild story, and I'd play in the damn tournament. I mean, can you imagine that? If I got in that thing, that would be ridiculous.
I can, because you've got the talent to do it. Wouldn't shock me.
It's going to come down to the flat stick. But yeah, I'm super, super stoked. I got a lot of competitive rounds, U.S. Open qualifier, all that good stuff.
So there is a bit of a rhythm to competitive, like what Tommy was saying. Like you need those, that builds the momentum a little bit different than good rounds at home.
I would definitely. I mean, if I can go out and drop a couple of 68s or what, something that's, just give me under par. I don't care. I just want to, people are like, oh, well, where do you get your confidence from? I'm like, well, confidence comes from success. You gotta post some numbers before you're like, oh, I have the ability to post number. I mean, you can't just fake it. So yeah, it's going to be, it'll be just a blast getting back out there. I'm not putting any pressure on myself, but all I know is I played solid as hell today on a really hard golf course.
Yeah. And get the flat stick rolling and, see where it goes from getting it back out there again and having a clear mind and a healthy body and seeing what happens. I know I asked you too about the misconceptions. And I think you answered that question kind of with the way I was trying to ask it. What else has surprised you through this journey the most? I mean, I know the support of your family has been unbelievably good for you, and I know how much you love them and appreciate it. Is there anything else, and that's probably not a surprise, that's why it's your family, but is there anything else that's like kind of coming out the other side of this has just sort of surprised you through this whole journey?
Just all the love, and just getting back to normal life. I didn't know how easy it would be, but it's just come very naturally, and it's just like I'm just rejoining society. But yeah, all the love and very, very few negative comments. I was expecting people to maybe withdraw a little bit when it came to giving lessons. I give a lot of high schoolers lessons, so I wasn't sure what the parents would think. But everybody's parent knows somebody or maybe is struggling themselves. So, especially around here. So yeah, it's just been really nice to not, become somebody that people shy away from.
Well, people love the comeback story. They do, right? People love the comeback story. So,
yeah, especially raw, when it's on, when it's, you're not beating around the bush.
No, you're being honest, and I think people can sense that, and then all of a sudden it's the redemption part, and I don't think it's hard for people, because everyone knows you're a good person, and you tell it like it is, you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're a good man. I think it's easy to root for you. I think that's why you're getting all that support. It's easy to root for you to come back. So I think it's a great story.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I always tried, even in the midst of all the bad stuff that I was doing, I tried to be, cordial and nice. And if I felt like I didn't have that ability, then I would just kind of avoid social situations so nobody would have to deal with me. But yeah, I mean, even throughout all my whatever, just disaster that I was into, it was just, I maintained some friendships, but now it's just exploded. It feels like I hang out with, somebody I haven't seen in 4 or 5 years every day. It's just a lot of rekindling, a lot of interaction, just a lot of socializing, and I just freaking love it. And you can't be a man either, right? You gotta find a nice girlfriend, and I'm the fifth. The buck can't stop here. I got to keep the Wilcox name alive.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's in the cards at this point, right? It's in the lineage.
It's in the cards where it wasn't before.
Right. No, yeah, exactly. Well, the good part about being a guy is you can do that a little bit later. It doesn't fully 100%. Stop yet.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not. No hurry. No. But it's still, you gotta be a man.
New book coming out. What's that process like to help, write a book, especially about your own life and whatnot? And that's got to be an interesting thing to sort of go through. And when will that book be out? And what was did they approach you on that, or how did that come about?
Well, Mark and I, is writing it, and we started talking about it during the summer of the pandemic. So 2 years ago, we started the whole thing, and it's just it was like, I just said, hey man, I got this crazy story, come out here and sit with me, and I divulged it, and he's like, yeah, this is insane, man. Like, I think this is a total winner, and we need to tell the story. So that's what we decided to do. We've had so many 1-hour conversations, I can't count them, and the article was, loosely, it just gave away some information from the book. But yeah, I think he's done a lot, and I think it'll be done later this year, and then come out next year.
We got the Dismal River trip with the Nebraska contingent, Danny Woodhead, Big Slaw, bringing Chris Riley out, former NFL player, competitive fun group, Mikey D. That was the greatest comment ever. Who the hell's Mike D? I'm going to put that in my phone as my ringer. That's going to be fun, and we are happy you're coming on the trip with us this year, because that's going to be some good competitive golf, great group of guys, great support system for you. And those will be guys who are going to care about you. And I think it's going to be so much fun. Like, I'm so looking forward. I mean, hopefully, you have to give me some strokes and a couple tee boxes, but I'm going to try like hell to take your money. I mean,
for sure, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a lot of good old fashioned fun. And I mean, I haven't been on a trip like that in a couple of years. So those trips are so fun just because everybody's just having a blast. There's nowhere else you'd rather be, and it just sounds like a beautiful place. I've never been to that part of the country, and it's gonna be a blast. I just can't believe y'all invited me. I mean, I can believe it. I've been talking to you since maybe August or September. So, but to get the invite feels pretty cool.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time, and we'll put some stuff on social media. We're out there, especially when you take Mikey D's money. That's going to be the best. Just going to irritate him. So I think match 1 is already set. I think it's Toothpaste and Mikey D versus you and Woodhead. I mean, I think it's in the cards. So yeah, let ring the bell, get the announcer going. It's a heavyweight championship, fight from the tips. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, so that's going to be freaking awesome.
It's going to be fun.
Danny is my teammate. It's ridiculous. In a good way, obviously. He's one of my favorite NFL players. So. Not
a better human being on the face of the earth than Danny Woodhead. He's like the nicest, best. He's turned into a great friend. Like he's really, really a good man. And yeah, it's a good group. We're going to have fun out there. So we are looking forward to you joining that group out there in June. Keep plugging away at it, man. We're proud of you. We're proud to have the association with your podcast. We're so proud you're playing the clubs. But more than anything, we're proud of the work you've done as a person. And I consider you a friend. And like I said, I couldn't be happier for you on getting healthy and happy and using the most of your talents, Willie, because the talents are deep, my friend. You're doing, you get yourself back to 100%. I am not going to be shocked at all when you're holding that trophy on the PGA Tour. You have that ability, so keep plugging at it.
It would be a wild comeback.
It would be. But hey, this country loves a good comeback, and like you said, you just keep doing it one day at a time, and we're here to support you.
I appreciate it very much. Yep, I'm looking. It's going to be a great summer and a good time, and I'm gonna prepare for Dismal like I'm preparing for a U.S. Open.
Like Rocky things where you're like running in the morning with the old school sweatpants with like a car chasing you at like 5 a.m. in the dark, something like that. Shadow boxing.
Yeah,
while you're doing it.
I'll be at the gym at 6 a.m. on Sundays, just getting ready.
I have the Tiger going.
For sure, yeah. All the most motivational music possible. We Are the Champions, all that good stuff. Hell yeah, dude. Well,
one-arm push-ups, right, all of it. Yeah?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Even the little Spider-Man push-ups, those are sick, too. Well, thanks for having me on. This is good stuff. We're going to have you on Tier Time. I know we had you on the other one, but we got to get you on this new one. The new one's rocking and rolling. This week, Matt Every. Next week, Graham Billette on Tier Time.
Matt Every, that's going to be a great interview, right? He's going to be, I think, is he starting to do more broadcasting? Because I think he'd be so good at it. Because he'll just like, Every will literally just call it out, right? If he's like, if that's a shit shot, he's going to be, that's just a shit shot.
Yeah, he's definitely, he doesn't mince words and just doesn't care. Colton Oast is doing pretty darn good with it all.
He is.
But yeah, Every's got that clothing line, and that appears to be doing pretty decent. So, yeah, I see some Corn Ferry guys wearing them. TK Kelly.
Yeah.
I saw him rocking them. So, I don't know. I know his game's still decent. He just made the cut in Puerto Rico, and if he can just get some starts. He's a guy that you just can't hold him down for too long. He made almost $2 million in 2019, I believe.
Well, he's one of those players, too, where he gets on a roll, right? He can go, like, low, and lower. Right? Like he can just, yeah. He's not afraid to shoot a 60. Like he'll keep firing at everything, right? Like he plays aggressive type of golf.
Very aggressive, yeah. And he just doesn't care. I had some awesome experiences playing with him, and normally it was the things that came out of his mouth at the club tosses. But I've always been a good friend. We've been buddies through Moreno, and he's a legend. Back-to-back Arnold Palmer.
Yeah. Well, I think from a broadcast standpoint, more guys like him would just – I agree with you. Colt's doing a great job. And I think those younger guys with a little bit of different way of going about it, I think are really interesting. I think Matt is going to be great at doing more. If he wants to. He has absolutely has the talents to keep playing. But if he ever wants to go on the on-course commentator side of it permanently, I think he'd be great for that. I really do.
Yeah, for sure. He's just like a Florida beach guy, and that knows a lot about golf. So that'd be a good combination.
Well, have fun with those guys. Have fun with Graham. We'll be listening. And like I said, Willie, thanks so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's good to talk to you.